Let's see here. Um, yeah, and they use the tool, and then they kind of like, how do they hollow that out though? That is my question. Oh, I think they used an asset maybe. Is this an asset? I guess I would be able to know by right clicking on it. Nope, it's not an asset. This has to be an asset. Yeah, this would. Oh no, that's an asset. They put some rock assets, but it does look like they did manage to like hollow this out somehow. Or this whole thing seems to be an asset. Flat rock. Huh. I can't really see the chat. I'm not really looking at the chat. I'll check it every now and then. But I'm not really looking at the chat. Okay, let's see here. I want to... Hold on, maybe we can make this... Let's go to graphics. Let's make this not full screen. And then let's bring this down to that. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of all this. Okay. Oh my god. Damn it. For some reason I have this I don't know why this calculator is in the middle of my desktop. It makes no sense. It's weird. I don't get it. Don't get it. You can close some of these windows. Close that. We can close this. We can minimize that. Okay. And what I want to do is do that. It's like cut off. Why is that cut off? There we go. There we go. Okay, what I want to do is I want to look up a video. I'm trying to learn the RPG engine, guys. So I want to look up a video, the RPG engine tutorial. And I'm gonna look up a tutorial on the RPG engine. And I want to follow this tutorial.
Salutations, and welcome to the RPG engine.
Character creation, social media,
overview video covering
document,
the majority of the features that you will need to get up and running with the RPG engine.
Audio controller.
It is definitely not exhaustive. Is your prompt list on the building menu. To get a prop in, you just simply click once, and then you have that prop in your hand. Clicking again will put him on the map. There's a search function, and there's also different folders to start with, so you can start finding down what you're looking for. So if you're sequin into structures, and then tents and covers. Then you can just bring out whatever you need once you find it. There's also a search box, so if you want a chair, simply typing in chair will bring up a selection of likely candidates. The search also works with partial strings, so if you wanted something that's, for instance, like a wagon, simply typing in wag will bring up pretty much just wagons, because there's not a lot else that will use that string of characters. Or if you happen to know the name of the asset pool things come in, like the post-apocalypse set, you could type in APOC, and it will show you everything that is in the apocalypse set, and most likely exclude pretty much everything else from all. While you're sculpting, if you hold down the Alt button, it will instead burrow. Or you can switch this toggle right here, and then holding down left click normally is the dig tool. Holding down Alt will make it be the build up tool. Next is Fog of War. In the RPG engine, the Fog of War you paint on, and the GM, anything that's painted looks like this gray color, just lets you know that that thing is covered by Fog of War. For players, however, that stuff will be so matte black that they can't see any detail. The only thing you have to worry about is the background. You can also clear it all with a single click, or you can paint it on and then toggle this and uncover whatever it is you want them to actually see. Now we're going to cover the cutout box. The cutout box comes in as an item. You can manipulate it like any other item, drag it around, resize it, maneuver it wherever you want it to be. The thing with the cutout box is when you turn it on, it sees through things. Very handy for looking into buildings where players are going to be playing on the inside of, or inside of caves, whatever you need them to be able to see into. You can turn it at angles as you need. You can even turn it on so it affects the terrain too, or just items. Now we'll dive into the atmosphere system. One of the very first options you'll notice is the GM override. This basically makes everything very bright for when you're building as a GM. Makes it easier to see things, especially if you have some very dark ambiance for the game and you want to actually like maneuver things and see things while you're putting them down. Next up is the position of the sun, as well as how high in the sky it is, and how bright it is.
How do I
change the mainline color and the ambient color, or you can reset everything to a default. Here in your weather, we have background clouds that very slowly move through the sky. You can get rid of those if you want. You also have fog, which if you turn it on gives you a sense of distance for far away things, as well as
how do I mod
mistiness along the ground.
That's odd.
If you bring its height up as well. And lastly, you have a pretty good selection of skyboxes to mess with. We'll go with a pleasant, cloudy area. And lastly, we have the grid settings. Grid settings is, as you would expect, the thing that affects your grid. You can change them to hexes. You can even change them to just lines in one direction or the other. Most people.
How do you do mod stuff on like this? Oh, that's weird. You can't moderate? Huh. Okay. Okay, so I need to... Oh, this has been recording the whole time. Jesus. Okay. Okay, so I am doing an Other Guys episode for my TTRPG. The players are taking a break from their level 20 characters, and they're going to be making like temporary level 1 characters and kind of exploring the world from the perspective of these other guys, right? As we already talked about. And I need to know kind of what I'm trying to decide what to focus on creating. I'm experimenting with the RPG engine and creating 3D environments in it. And yeah, so I'm working on creating 3D environments in the RPG engine, and I guess worst case scenario, I could just use like assets that have already been made and then kind of adapt them to my world. But it would also be nice to kind of like, get familiar with the program enough or comfortable with it enough to kind of create some of my own assets. And so in that regard, I need to think of like the major scenes the players will be going through. Eventually, I want to put them into this dungeon. It doesn't need to look like a typical dungeon. It could look like anything. But typical dungeon might be easier to make within the RPG engine. And because of the cool graphics, it could be, unique perspective on it. But that's when we start getting into the main story. I'm thinking of like kind of having some elements in there day to day, but we can't obviously recreate my entire, everything, because we have to recreate very specific areas or locations. And one other element I want to have is I want to have this like voice or this narrating voice. I was originally thinking the narrating voice would just appear when the characters finally went into the dungeon, and their call to action might be that they're motivated by the main characters who they're advocates of, or they're like really into they're zealots of, or they're fans of some extent, and they're motivated by the main characters, the main heroes in the story to pursue an adventure, right? And this is their first call to adventure. In the past, in my story, they, and I will have like a kind of a session 0 in a sense, or maybe multiple session 0s, because I don't think everyone can make it to our next meeting, so we might kind of stall starting this until everyone can make it. But in this session 0, we'll discuss how their character they're making, where it's been during major events in the past, where it's like, where they have been, like where were they in the background, what was their perspective, were they a victim, were they an observer, were they bystanders of some sort. Regardless, they weren't the antagonist of any type in any particular past scenario the main characters went through. They were some sort of companion or side character or sidekick, or or worst case scenario, just a victim or bystander or observer of a main event the main characters went through. So they're not. So this is the first time the story is really focusing on them, and so this is an opportunity for world building on a small level. Kind of making the world relatable to the players. But this is also an opportunity for kind of for team building amongst the players, right? And because the players have been such a high level that for a while now they've just been like relying on their power to get them through certain areas, and we had a new player join, and we need to kind of like, there's a lot of lore, and so we're kind of like leveling the playing field, so there's not as overwhelming for that player by doing this storyline. So I'm thinking that the narrator was originally thinking the narrator would appear while they were in the dungeon and would like start kind of telling them their purpose, but now I'm thinking the narrator will appear to them while they're in maybe individually, right? And so kind of I'm jumping all over the place, but kind of going back a little bit to what I was saying earlier, we'll have a session 0. In the session 0, the players will tell me where their character was, where they're like. Not only will we make the character and kind of discuss what we want from this arc, and how we want to play out this arc a little bit, and kind of get aligned with what we're thinking. I'm thinking it'll be kind of gritty, realism, not the main hero, but also kind of like a little bit of comedy as well. But then we'll get aligned on that, and then we'll get aligned on if we want to start on level 1 or somewhere between level 1 and level 5, level 3. And then then they'll go through and kind of like think about like, okay, their character's mundane background, where had they been in the main character's life, where had the main characters passed by them, maybe even without noticing, and what elements have they been in the main character's background that the main characters, the normal characters that the players play, haven't even noticed, right? And this is really kind of inspired by Stargate SG-1's The Other Guys, but also my main storyline that I eventually want to go through with the player characters is this kind of like inspired by the video game Slay the Princess. So the narrator, which now I'm thinking the narrator could appear to them while doing their mundane tasks. For one reason or another, they're all in Heartland City, and the narrator could appear to them while they're doing these mundane tasks, and then could be the reason why they all kind of come together, or one of the reasons outside of them all being connected by the main characters in some way, being orchestrated. And so I'm thinking that they I don't know. I want the narrator to tell them that they need to slay the princess, right? That's like what the narrator is, only what the narrator is fighting for, this voice in their heads. But I kind of want them to be motivated to go on this adventure because of the main characters, and them thinking the main characters are in danger or are in trouble, right? And so I'm kind of conflicted there, but I can figure that out through just improv or just over time and kind of think that out. What I'm trying to decide right now, and what I've been talking to you about, ChatGPT about, is what map should I create in the RPG engine? What should I develop in the RPG engine? What should I make in the RPG engine is what I'm trying to figure out here. And I'm trying to determine. So I could do, like, I can't do my entire city, I don't think, but I could do the marketplace of my Heartland city. And then I could do pieces of the dungeon. I think doing the nice little city area would be pretty simple. I think I'm going to do a new map here. But yeah, I'm trying to kind of organize my thoughts here. Blank map. And marketplace. Oh, that's fine. Great map. I did not. That's not like the default color that it had me at all. Okay. Now I can go over here. Go over here. Paste this here. Scope of the development. Creating locations. Pre-existing assets to save time. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Open up my editor here. And then I'm going to terrain editor, paint. I need like, okay, kind of like a pavement texture with some grass in it. Oh shit, I don't want, darn it. Can you not? Okay, good. I don't want to sculpt. I just want to do a thing. Okay. Does not feel very big. Dude, there should be like way more. I like how simple it is, but at the same time, like I wish there was like a way to do a larger amount of. This for strong. This does not seem very strong. Okay. Um. Okay. I need like that, and then I'm gonna do a little bit more gray. Apply. What? The gray isn't gray. What the heck? That is not gray. Why does the gray look tan? What the fuck? What the heck? What the heck? Why is there gray, like, tan color? Oh, I don't want to do green. It doesn't make any sense to me. Are they like tan color? Fuck. Ah, my god. Terrain. Environment. Titles. Hexagon. Rocks. Terrain. Rocks. Pebble. I hate. Oh my god. Just little tiny things. These just like little tiny things bother me. Props. Structures. Houses and farms, building creation, business. Business, house and farms. Business at large. No. Houses and farms, bridges and platforms, tents and covers. Could do. Cause the marketplace. I do like. Trying to create a busy marketplace. Can you not rotate on here? That's annoying. Rotate selected object. put a few more of these. I'm gonna have to redo these, but I'm just gonna place a bunch of them right now. I'm gonna get rid of that. Okay. Oh my god. Why did it place it? Damn it. Okay. Now. Four. Whoa, I did not want to do that. Okay, now. Oh my god. Nope. Nope. Kind of difficult to build in. It's like really tiny things that make this hard. I don't know if it's because I'm also like using um why can't I move that? Not using a mouse, I'm using a multi-touch mouse. I wonder if that could be a reason why. Let's see here. Hello, welcome, welcome. Let's see here. We're designing a map here. Let's see. In a 3D environment. Kind of want to do more of these. Ooh. Yeah, these ones are good. Put a bunch of these around. Trying to design a marketplace. And we'll put you. And we'll do you. We could do like a full-on tent. No, maybe not. Let's do some smaller stalls. Over here. Awning. Pretty hectic. Don't know what this is supposed to be. Stall cover. Can't really see it. Looks like it's underground. Over there doesn't show up. I don't really want that style. It's not really the style for it. Let's see here. Do some of these. Another one of these. Okay. Boom. Mm-hmm. I think we need some music. Let's get some music going. It's really sparse. Is there a way to rotate while you're placing? Huh. Farmville. Kingdom. I think it'd be so much easier just to use these. Than just have my own. I don't know. Do they have a market one that's available? I could do this. Town. Yeah, this will work. I think. Yeah, this will work. For Heartland. No, it doesn't have to be a 1-to-1. Yeah. I wish you could like put multiple maps in the same like environment. You know, that could kind of overwhelm the computer, I suppose, but this is really good for that. I just need to add NPCs, but otherwise it's good. What do you think, Alex? Don't forget to like and follow and comment. Should we do some Fog of War? Let's do some NPCs. Villagers. Could do characters. People. Farm. Huh? No one on farm. People. Fantasy. Gentleman, lady. Elven. Oh, I think all these ones that have like are empty, but farm is empty. Never mind. Pirate, apocalypse, bosses, villager. Put her there. How are people doing? Alex, you're still watching? Pursuit joined. Dude. This is kind of cool. Okay, that's been a good location. And then for that, and then I think I'm gonna add. Maybe add. Try like a guard. Maybe if I purchased the full version, I would get more prefabs. That's cool. Okay. That's good for that map. That could work. We can get rid of this. Oh, I can just delete it. And delete this. Mountain counter, I'll leave that. Mountain counter. I'll leave the demo. I want to do a dungeon though. This is the best they have for a dungeon. Or a swamp. Forest.